I don't know about you guys, but I cannot wait to not ever have to see Count Smirkula's face behind that podium again. He still made time to show us what a slithering slime ball he is before he left, getting behind that podium once again, lying and showing us what a ridiculous, naked fucking hypocrite he is. And not just him, of course, he's a mouthpiece. I'm talking about the entire administration, the entire State Department, the entire apparatus, all of US policy. Because here's him, actually, with a straight face, telling reporters that he would support the ICC arresting and holding accountable Bashar al-Assad.
They said yesterday that the Assad regime, or Assad himself, should be held accountable. Would you support his application to stand in front of the ICC as a war criminal who committed crimes against humanity?
So we support the work of the ICC. I know that obviously we have disagreed with their hold on.
They're literally laughing at him.
We have had a long, let me just answer the question.
He literally started laughing in his face when he said that the reporters in the room, rightfully so, when he's saying that they should be holding Bashar al-Assad accountable. But yeah, because here is this Cheshire cat when talking about the Israeli regime and holding them accountable for their crimes against humanity.
That is not they are not SOL. I said, first of all, Israel has its own investigations. Second, we have accountability mechanisms here. We have processes that are ongoing to look at Israel's compliance with international humanitarian law. So there are places to look at these questions. It's just, in our view, fundamentally not a role of the ICC. And I should say, but remember, we have a jurisdictional complaint here, and that we.
Oh, now it's not the role of the ICC. Now it's not the role of the ICC. First of all, I love how he's like, they have their own investigation. Are you fucking kidding me? All they do is investigate themselves and then turn around and go, yeah, we investigated ourselves and we found that we did nothing wrong. But sure. You don't support the ICC when it comes to the Israeli regime, but you do support it when it comes to Syria and, you know what I'm going to say, Russia, of course.
I don't think there is any equivalence between the case that the ICC has brought against Russia and the case that it has brought against Israel. When you look at the difference between the two countries, Russia is not a democracy, does not have a functioning independent legal system, is not investigating violations of international humanitarian law by its soldiers. Israel is the opposite in all of those cases, a democracy with an independent court system that has hundreds of open cases into allegations against its soldiers. It is important
how he says that shit with a straight face is incredible. It's amazing. Well, we don't support the ICC when they're trying to hold the Israeli regime accountable, but we do support them when they're trying to hold Russia accountable because Russia's not a democracy and the Israeli regime is, lol. And then and they're investigating it. When? Give me one time that the Israeli regime has investigated itself over the last year and prosecuted one of its soldiers for the war crimes and the crimes against humanity that are literally on tape, that we see all the time. What? Have we heard that? Nah. But it gets better. One of the reporters points out, because one of the excuses people like Matt Miller in the US make is to why we won't recognize any jurisdiction from the ICC is because of the fact that the Israeli regime and the United States are not signatories of it. Well, neither is Russia. Watch here as he does triple axels and somersaults trying to make this square fit in a circle.
The similarity between both Israel and Russia is that neither are members of the ICC, just like you.
Yeah, also correct.
Okay, well, if they don't have jurisdiction over Israel, why should they have jurisdiction over Russia?
So Ukraine is not a member. Ukraine is a sovereign state, however, that has granted its jurisdiction to another country. I think it might have been Poland, another country, and allowed that country to intervene for them, which is something that sovereign states can do. There is no sovereign state of Palestine. We want to establish a Palestinian state, but that is the fundamental.
What was that mushmouth vomit? Really? It's the reason thing about Ukraine is that it's a sovereign state, and Poland and Yugoslavia and the Baltics dancing with Slovenia and driving to Belarus to get to Russia to hold them accountable and arrest Putin. Make sense? That was so ridiculous. And then something you see the West do all the time too is they try to dress up war crimes done by the West or violations of international law or the lack of enforcing international law with just like fancy terms to distract you that really don't mean anything. Oh, we have a jurisdictional dispute. What does that even mean? That doesn't fucking mean anything. I know that the incoming Trump administration is going to be just as horrific because all of them are horrific when it comes to foreign policy. That's what Americans need to fucking understand. That it doesn't matter who is in office when it comes to foreign policy or the Israeli regime specifically. They are all bought and paid for. So do not allow anyone to try to gaslight you or rewrite history into thinking that the Biden administration was not the one to lie in your face every single day for over a year as they propped up, supported, gave cover to, and financially backed the genocide in Gaza. Good fucking riddance to Count Smirkula and all the other rubbish in that administration.